going to do some Christmas wrapping later, but I'm going for a walk first. A letter has come and it's from the hospital. I'm dreading what is going to be in this because I already know somebody who's just had an op cancelled because of, well, presumably Omicron. You know, they're redeploying all the staff to do vaccines. Well, not all the staff, but, you know, a lot of them. It's okay, nothing is being cancelled. It's actually like a synopsis letter of Isabel's last allergy clinic consultation. That's the only clinic we have that does that. She does a really long letter. She like notes all the key points that were raised and discussed and puts them in a letter. So it's really handy because you always forget, don't you? Some of our consultations can be quite long. We're quite often in with the dermatologist, for example, for 45 minutes and a lot gets discussed. And it's not like a college lecture where you're taking notes down. So yeah, it's really useful. But now I'm going out for a walk while there is daylight and it's not too cold. I still haven't gone. I couldn't resist a quick scan read. I'll read it properly later, but I've just realised that we've got to make a phone call to the allergy specialist to talk about how Isabel got on with a new nasal spray that she's been given to try. Izzy's tried it. She thinks it doesn't make any difference, but she swears that she has been routine with taking it. So there's that. I'll put it in my diary when I get back. I'm just gonna leave it on the table to remind me for now. Yes, I've got out while it's still daylight. Oh, go me. They've been chopping the trees down on this stretcher path. Not raining, total bonus. That's something to be grateful for. You just missed a comedy splat moment. Well, nearly. There's loads of these rotted leaf piles. Like for example here. So it's kind of a mixture of, look, someone else has done it. It's very slippy, basically. And I just skidded in it, but I didn't go right over, but it would have been quite good if I'd have caught it on camera. Well, Mark Drakeford, our First Minister here in Wales, has done another speech today on the telly. I didn't watch it, but I read some of the highlights afterwards. Well, scan read. Wasn't really much change at all. He's talking about shutting nightclubs after Christmas. Anyway, there we are. We'll just see what happens, won't we? Izzy's doing a bit of singing in the house while I'm out. Problem with these daily walks is they are quite time consuming and they do seem to take me the best part of an hour. It almost makes it hard to justify, you know, the big chunk of time every day. But health is pretty important, so I'm doing it anyway. I always feel better for it, always. Have I done my 10,000 steps yet? Oh, no. Still got quite a few more to do. Well, I've made a good start. I'm doing a month challenge on the Sweatcoin app. There's 181,000 members trying to do 250,000 steps in the month of December. That's how many I've done so far, and apparently I'm in the top % of the challenge. Ooh, that's encouraging. Gonna get my potentially muddy shoes off now before I go anywhere else in the house. Looking a bit red-faced from all that vigorous exercise. Well, it wasn't that vigorous, but it was a brisk walk. I'm a bit worried about some YouTubers that I follow. It's the 8 Miles From Home channel. I started following them when they were moving to Portugal several years ago, and I've been following them ever since, but they've since moved to an island on the Philippines, and I've seen on the news that they've had a horrendous typhoon with winds of 160 kilometers per hour hitting the coast. And the people on the coastal areas are said to have been hit with a wind like a freight train. Well, they are right on the beach. I've been following their idyllic vlogs for ages and ages now, and you know, all these lovely tranquil scenes of the child playing on the beach and so calm and lovely, and they've been mingling with the locals and they've settled there and living there, and wow. Of course, nobody's heard anything from them because all the communication lines are down, so I don't know what's happening, but I've seen on the news there's been flooding and awful stuff. Loads of people in sort of mass shelters together, which is not going to be very helpful for corona spreading either. So anyway, yeah, a bit worried about that, thinking about that from time to time today. So
that's sort of orientation as to where we are at the moment. Now let's look at some detail now for the United Kingdom. So as we said, the R value is 3 to 5. Now this is what the case is yesterday. They're up here, up there. Don't know how well you can see that, but that's the line up there. So there we are now, and of course when the figures come out in about 3 hours time, almost certainly we're going to be up here because the testing in the UK is still pretty good.
This is Izzy's lunch that I've plated up for her. She says she's not hungry yet, so she'll microwave it later. This bit here is actually from last night's dinner left over. She doesn't like egg. I'm having a fried egg with mine, so she's just getting that instead. 3 sausages, they're vegetarian, and a bit of sautéed veg with ginger and garlic. Oh, I forgot to put soy sauce in. That's one of my staples. Oh well. And I'm having the same thing, except I'm having an egg instead of the chickpea concoction. I have made myself a cup of tea. It's time to get on and write my Christmas cards. Well, the rest of them that I'm going to do anyway. There, that's it, the whole lot. Well, there's one I'm waiting for an address for. I just need my dad to message me with that. That's good timing. This is my old address book from the 90s. I have got a new one. I'm in the process of sort of updating, like, people I'm actually still in touch with. So many people. They were just fleeting associations. But anyway, look, I want to just show you. This is how old it was. Look what was stuck in my address book for safekeeping at the time. I used to be a student in Lisbon in the music conservatoire in the 90s. I don't know, maybe 97, I think it might have been. I might be out by a year there. And of course we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have internet in our houses generally, so my only internet access was via this computer room, and this was the card to be able to access it. So there we are. That's what I looked like back then. I've just had a flashback to the day that photo was taken. I remember being excruciatingly embarrassed about how red my face was when it was taken, but actually looking at it now, I don't know if it's faded or what, but it doesn't look that red. But I was just so hot because it was Portugal and I wasn't used to the temperature. It was a lot more complicated getting photos done for this sort of thing in those days because you couldn't just snap it on your smartphone like you can now. I'm back and it's wrapping time now. I've got all my presents hidden under the bed. Izzy's wrapped loads for me for other people, which I've just given us some pennies for doing. We have this much wrapping paper left. As you can see, my decluttering from the other day only got to a certain point and then stalled, so I need to recommence that at some point. Right, I'm ready. This is the remaining presentage that I have to do. There are some boxes hidden under that jumper there. Those are both single presents in single boxes. There's something in a smaller box to go with something that's in the bigger box. A number of items in there and a number of items in the bag, and they're all for Isabel. I like the wrapping paper that has grid lines on it. It's very helpful because I'm rubbish at cutting in straight lines. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. I think that's about the right size. This is what I could do with putting the camera in my mouth. It's okay. I've got bra cam on the go. It's best you can't see what I look like right now. Well, it's not rude. It's just, I'm going to have to show you now. You're going to think the worst, aren't you? Hang on. Look. Hands free. You've got to be inventive, you know, when you daily vlog. Problem is, it's not a rigid, firm setup. It's a bit, you know, jiggly. TMI, MO, TMI. Got in shot, yes. I think it was working reasonably well. Right, if I try and do that for every single present I wrap, I'm going to be here for hours. So I'll speak to you in a bit when I've done a few more. Well, I've only done 3 so far, but my tea is run out and I need another cup. Okay, I'm back with tea and off the Christmas tree. My daily counting down to Christmas tree chocolate, and Isabel's eating hers right now downstairs because we stopped and had a little chit chat, so a bit of time has elapsed actually since I last spoke to you. I've been having a very Christmassy cozy time sitting on my bed watching videos on my big monitor screen here and drinking tea. My boyfriend is coming over shortly and I've decided I'm going to wrap up this vlog before he gets here, just so I can give him my undivided attention. But thank you so much for watching this rather sort of Christmassy vlog. I don't know if it was that Christmassy, but thank you for watching it anyway. And if you liked it, could you please give it a like, because it helps the channel to grow. And if you're new here and would like to follow more of my story here in South Wales, do hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.